Hello everyone, just a quick reminder, you can now support us on Patreon. You can get this show and all our shows a day early, and lots of other goodies by supporting us. If you like what we do, and you want to see us do more, you can find us at patreon.com/StudioOmegaYT. Thanks for your time, guys. Hey everybody, before we get started, I just remind everyone that this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Audimus X. Thanks for your support, everyone.
Thank you.
And once again, the tab was muted for some reason. I can't ever get the fucking Eurocopia to play. Hey, everybody, welcome to Let's Talk Fate Grand Order.
Huh.
I am one of your hosts. I am naturally, totally a dragon, Omega. And with me, as always, maybe some kind of snakeman? Lucky. Big question mark in there.
I hope everyone is enjoying playing Fate Grand Order, aka We Done Got Scooped Again. In our usual round of disclaimers, we're going to be talking about current and future events for both the JP and NA versions of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should just go one-shot some raid bosses.
Because that's the thing that happens, I guess. Alright. Hopefully our audio is okay. I've been fighting the setup a little today. Hopefully everything's working out okay, either as it records or in post-production. I'm sure future Lucky listening to this for time codes will let me know if it worked out, but it sounds okay to me. When in doubt, just wiggle your system volume a little bit, okay? Just wiggle a little. But hey, let's answer another important question, which is, where the fuck is Ron?
Apparently he is now woke, and is playing Warframe again. Fun fact, playing Warframe is how I met Ron in the first place, and how I got introduced to all his folks and friends.
Sorry about my slight coughing attack there, guys. I tried to breathe water again. Still working on that. I'll let you know when I develop that ability.
Gills now, please.
Yeah, we've added that to my running jokes. Alright. Also, it's getting real obvious to tell where Ron is and what he's doing now. I wonder if people will ever pick up. Alright, okay. Hopefully my sound cue for this works, but let's check in with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mash, and talk about some pro tips and tricks.
Senpai! 起きてください.
Thank God it worked. For once. Alright, it's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. Got a simple one this week that I came up with thinking about some stuff. I call this Don't Chase the Mechanics. So, gimmicks, tricks, big combos, that's really cool to pull off, but don't force them. This applies to all games, but it especially applies to FGO sometimes, I think. Just either save them so that when they set up naturally, just that's where your synergy is, or utilize redundant aspects so that if one part of your special combo doesn't work, other parts of it still do. And just keep that in mind when you're doing stuff. Trying to force a cool combo or whatever will just lead to frustration and disappointment when it doesn't work, and that's not really the game's fault, even if, yeah, okay, there's some niche stuff they put in there that's not necessarily good game design, but just trying too hard won't reward you that much, and it can even hurt when you don't get to do the thing.
I really never had that problem, because I'm one of those guys, I'm like, let me just throw things at it and see what works, and which has come to my usual strategy of rubbing berserkers on things. But the thing that usually irritates me most about this kind of thing is when you have like other people who play and they tell you you have to have this one strategy, you have to have this skeleton, you have to have this. I'm all like, no, I don't. I'm gonna go do my thing. Yeah, I don't got self-modification at 10. I don't have Fox's Wedding at 10. Guess what? I'm gonna get all my Tomomo cat skills up to 10, and I'm gonna start Grailing Curve. What you think about that, son?
But seriously though, you should put Fox Wedding at 10. It's really good.
See?
It's really good, though. It's actually, like, useful. Just so long as you've actually done the interlude that improves it, though, at least. Please. That's always so disappointing when I pick somebody on my friends list with a Tomo and I go to it and it's just like, and your arts is up. And I'm like, but what about those heals? And they're like, no. I'm like, son of a bitch, you've got a level 90 Tomo. What's your excuse?
Not enough bones?
Oh, I mean, that doesn't matter, though, about the interlude, to actually do the skill upgrade.
Oh, that.
But alright, let's move on to Records from the Throne, a regular achievement topic. Just a couple of small stuff this week. Got Jack Smile. Yay. Also Eric Bloodaxe, finally, so I could do his Ranka quest. Which did.
Indeed. On my side, I just got Urale and Medusa Smile. They are protected. I'm gearing up for Journey to the West, where Centeno, Urale, and Medusa are all bonus servants.
Yeah, I'm working on Centeno for stuff. Benkei would be vastly improved, but he has hit a bit of a roadblock in the fact that, for some fucking reason, he needs bones. He needs a lot of bones. And he's gonna have to wait in line, because you know who also needs bones? Billy. And guess what? Even if there's a quartz sitting inside Benkei right at this moment, I like Billy way better than him. And that's just how it is sometimes. Alright, well, let's jump into news. Our show was like 90% news this week, as you might expect.
Actually, it's really just one topic, technically.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably have some other, like, fluff stuff at the end, but nothing else really happened. I mean, there's been some jokes about dead NA, but NA's been pretty quiet lately. Like, the rank ups are going, and it's happening. I mean, tonight I'm gonna be super excited because it's Medusa's fucking finally. I had to sit through all those other assholes, and also Alexander, to get to this point. But yeah, Lucky, you wrote most of this down, so you go ahead and start this.
Yeah, I'm gonna start this. So, basically, as we called it last week, the Chaldea stream happened, and it was actually a pretty big deal.
I think
first off, I want to give
just barely managed to get the audio out before it went live.
Yeah, like we cut it real close. But first off, I want to give a big thank you to our very own secret Japanese insider Naruto Senpai, who watched the stream and gave us live feedback of what was going on. I only was able to catch the end of it, and I can't moon speak well. So a big thank you.
I'm also really glad that you took these notes and you wrote that down, because I gotta be honest, I am still deeply confused by Naruto's name. Because it's written in characters, and my ability to read Moonspeak is terrible.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm glad you wrote this and you said it.
I can Moonspeak, just not good.
As my Japanese lessons taught me, I speak Japanese a little. And yes, that's actually one of the Japanese courses I took was like that. When they taught you how to say you speak Japanese, they always made sure, be humble, always say you only speak a little. And I'm like, but that's true also.
Gosh. But anyway, on the stream, as always, we start with Mafia Kajita in his trademark glasses, like never without him. And then Rumi Okubo, the VA of Liz and Astolfo, and Makoto Furukawa, the VA of Achilles, show up. And they commit many hijinks. I can't remember what exactly they were, but they were hilarious.
You can go back and do a user search and find the original posts in our Discord.
Yeah. But basically, if Astolfo and Achilles were in like a convenience store and other things, I'm not gonna do a search, but it was pretty funny. We might get like a full, like I'm pretty sure we can find a full translation. It's pretty great. But you know, they start things off light. Then we got Yosuke Shiokawa and Buster Ishikura. They joined the battle, and we get more information on FGO Duel. They debuted the second lineup, and now we have Jean, Karna, Urale, Castrogills, and Asterios going on sale this September. The first lineup is going to be going on sale in August. From there, we go into more information on the Escape from Baker Street, the FGO-based escape game. Something about the FGO Spring Mystery Fair 2008, where apparently people will get riddles, and depending how many riddles are solved, everyone will receive at most 10 quartz. Apparently, they already have a couple up. I don't know if any's been solved yet, because I haven't been really tracking that too closely.
Yeah, I don't think the community's been making a huge deal out of it either.
Yeah.
Not yet.
More interesting enough, FGO Arcade has a beta on the way with the characters Siegfried, Atalante, and Vlad, and apparently it's going to involve physical cards.
Yeah,
I'm assuming this is going to kind of be like how they do like the racing games, where like you pay, you go in, you put in your money, you play, you save your information, it prints out a card that is like a stamp that's stamped, and you just like insert the card again so you can get your character data. It's like, honestly, I love that. Like,
yeah, I think
if I played like the racing games a lot more, like
physical gacha-esque aspect.
Yeah,
that would kind of store your data.
Yeah. Apparently, more information is going to be revealed at Machi Asobi, which is a convention. I pulled up some information on it right now, and apparently, Ayako Kawasumi, Ineta Kana, and Tanjay Sakura are going to be guests. That's the voices of Saber, Tosaka, and Red Saber, respectively. And they're going to be talking. They said they're not going to be doing any new like development or information on the game itself, but they are going to be showing off more on the arcade. But that's not until later, maybe. I'm not sure. I have to like translate like into Japanese time, which I can't do off the top of my head. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, we would once again have to bend time and space, which we have long established we are terrible at.
Yeah, we are.
Somebody's going to turn that into some kind of Infinity War joke, and I'm going to be like, I still haven't seen that movie yet.
Yeah, I'm thinking about seeing it tonight, but I'm not sure. Got a barbecue going on.
Actually, because my family ended their Netflix DVD pulls, I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok or Black Panther yet. I should figure that out sometime.
Ooh,
so I'm a little behind.
I think about it. I haven't seen. Actually, I've seen the Age of Ultron either. But enough about that.
Anyway, that's about something else. Despite the many memes about Infinity War is the biggest crossover event of all time.
So the FGO Festival 3rd anniversary, the dates have been announced. It's going to be held July 28th and 29th. So expect a paid gacha and a bunch of goodies. But
There'll
not
be a big
really
gacha. There'll be
really
a new servant of some kind. There'll be some other.
Right. And after that, we get the appearance of Yoshiki Kano. I can't pronounce it. Who is the second arc director? And then we get into the collab event.
Kano.
So
it's a long.
It's really awesomely titled, as these events always are, as Fate Apocrypha: Inheritance of Glory.
Gotta be honest, that's a little.
They showcase a new.
That's a little non-standard because usually they put Grand or Order in there somewhere. Garden of Order, Fate XL Zero Order. I don't know what the CCC event was actually called. Besides just the CCC event, was it BB Channel? Just that was the name of the event. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something about the serial phantasm. Who cares? Whatever. Inheritance of Glory.
So they showcased the new CM for the collab, and it is glorious. Many key moments. They have the Fran and Mordred Fritz fist bump, the Jack and Atalante riding Spartacus, Chiron and Achilles fighting a mob of skeletons. Many magical moments. The event is running from April 29th to May 13th, and in fact started right after the stream ended. There was much rejoicing.
Yeah, that's usually how streams in Japan work, is the event starts right away when they're done.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. As we predicted, like, forever ago, the Well-For was Sieg. Something we did not predict, though, is that he'd be a caster. His animations are kind of crazy. Like, at one point, he actually turns into Siegfried.
Yeah, that's his
other times attack. And other times he, like, electrocutes the heck out of people. He has an AoE Noble Phantasms that the fun events where he turns into the Dragon Fafnir and lights some fools up. Like, full-on Dragon Breath.
Very important, which everybody has missed in their desperate attempts to shit on Sieg. When you choose his Noble Phantasm, the main theme from Apocrypha plays.
Yep.
Which is great. If people are so desperate to be angry about that series that they are mad at the music, why are you here? Just go away from me. Don't talk to me.
Honestly, I'm starting to think that they're hating it now just because it's popular. And other people are hating it.
I mean, they could. Some people have genuine... like I said, I think there are flaws to the story. It's not like... We said this before. It's not a 10 out of 10 or anything. It's just... We could say...
It accomplishes what it sets out... It accomplishes what it set out to do, and I'm okay with that.
And when we did that rewatch for our, 200 subs, we totally noticed there were a lot of obvious pitches at the start. Hey, it flat up tells you, this isn't a story about cool servants and, their masters being cool. If you were expecting that, guess what? At least the anime straight up told you, you're wrong. If your expectations got raised, even though it told you not to get them raised, that's your problem. Like I said, I think there are other flaws to the story, and in general, it's got a strong Japanese-isms, which do not always stick well with us, the Western audience. But Sieg's a little flat. He's a viewpoint character. That's what Japan does with viewpoint characters. He exists to not know things and have people tell him things so you can learn things.
You don't exposit the people who already know things. That's dumb. That's just repeating things.
That's dumb. That's dumb when you say, as you know, the Bladablug were at war with the Bladabloop and the Hoobledangle.
And you feel more dumb when some other guy goes, I already knew that. Why are you saying that?
Because then you're just lame-shading it. Alright, let's keep moving.
Mm-hmm. So, then we got a couple more, and we got the SR Archer Chiron. And, everyone, super excited. This guy shows up with the single target arts Noble Phantasm Antares Snipe, which deals damage, cancels defense bombs, and reduces crit damages with scales with overcharge as you shoot a space laser from the constellation Sagittarius.
By the way, this animation is great because it involves Chiron fucking colony shot. He just points to the heavens and is like, yo. Oh, and then also, because he is the constellation Sagittarius, that's him. He shoots you from space, even though he's also himself.
Yeah.
Trust no one, not even yourself.
Nope.
Also, his third ascension, he turns back into a horseman.
Oh, he does? I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, no, he has centaur sprites.
What? That's cool.
Yeah. He goes full...
I saw some art about that. I just thought that was people, imagining what he would look like as a centaur.
Nope.
Huh.
That is full-blown his third ascension.
Nice. And finally, we got the SSR rider Achilles. People have finally got their SSR macro that they have been, like, screaming. He comes with an AoE quick MP Trogadia? I don't know, I can't Greco-Roman. That deals damage and increases quick effectiveness for 1 turn, which scales with overcharge. It looks amazing, especially at the very end, where they have a full-on front-facing sprite, as he is, like, zipping around the battlefield in his chariot.
He goes
full civilization. He is full zoop. Yep.
And the beauty of this is we're pretty sure. I think we probably should have reviewed these notes. We're pretty sure they're permanent unlocks now.
Yeah, I think
the translation was a little sketchy at first, but I think it's been clarified. Yes, they are permanently added to the summoning pool after this event, which is fucking great. Both of them. Mm-hmm. Both are full. They're not even story locked. They're just out there at any time. You could roll a horse sensei or a riderman, which is great. That's great that they're permanent adds to the pool. I feel a little bad for Iskandar now. Poor boy. He's so rare.
Yeah, he is. We also got several new CEs based on the Park of the Servants.
Do you want me to say this?
I definitely know that Omega wrote this one because it's in all caps Mordred's Navel and Teach Me Siegfried Sensei, which are the store CEs. Fran is an XP CE, but if you don't keep at least one, you're a horrible monster.
You are.
Like, real talk, guys, like, when we get this event over here in the West, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use any of them. It's like, no, I just must cover my sons and daughters. Yes.
I'm going to be able to use them because we'll get into that joke later, but I fucking need XP. But I'm definitely keeping one just in my second archive to just say, and I've got one of these forever. I'll put it on things, and I'll make... Instead of horrible jokes, it'll be fun, refreshing wholesomeness. Maybe I'll equip it on Mordred. They can fist bump eternally.
Yep. And then we got our banner CEs, which is a 5-star Jean, a 4-star Amakusa with lap pillow, Samaramas. Real talk though, the art for the Amakusa one is fucking amazing. I love it.
Yeah, all three are pretty good, but the Amakusa one in particular has a very detailed, like, real nice artsy art style.
Yeah.
Like the Jean and the Astolfo CEs, which we haven't mentioned, but the 3-star CEs and Astolfo one, they are more stylized.
Mm-hmm.
They're still really good, but yeah, the Amakusa one's real good stuff.
It's like it heals my artist's soul. Speaking of Astolfo is the shop manager. Enough said. Like, honestly, like, just hearing some of these lines, they're great.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, I think my favorite one is all like, hey, welcome home. Do you want a meal? Do you want a bath? Or do you want to exchange? I'm like, oh my god.
Rip.
I'm so glad that I have rolled this rider, so I can now forever push that button.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in there forever for you.
Yep, forever. Honestly, in 2 years' time, there's probably a pretty good chance you're going to have it. Like, real talk.
That's true. You could sneak up on me. Apparently all you need to roll the shitload of 4 stars is just roll a whole bunch of times at once. That's apparently the secret technique. If you just throw tickets or occasionally make a 10 roll or 2, you don't get much, but you drum a fucking lot of 10 rolls, some 4 stars will show up.
Buy in bulk.
So
the event mixes story quests with raids and free quests. Raids give you Dracul coins, which are the points for the event. And the free quests give you the event shop currency, which is Philosopher's Chalk, Iliad Scraps, and Hippogriff plush. One of these things seems kind of different, but you know what? I would just like to imagine the master just like drowning in Hippogriff plushes now.
I'm pretty sure that already exists because they're fucking adorable. But they're like stupid adorable. They're just this big, almost like the rounded faces for the Apocrypha cast anyway, the famous like Astolfo bean plush. They're like almost that shape, and they're just the entire Hippogriff-kun. And it's just
like, I can't remember what it's called, but you know those ball plushies?
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah, the ball plushies that you see of like Catbug and like other things and stuff. I think I have a couple. It's that. If like they don't come out with like a physical like version of the Hippogriff plush, I'm gonna be super upset because I need one. Now this event does have bonus servants who do bonus damage, probably natural because there's raids. It's the same list as the pre-campaign bonus, but now with the new servants. Yay!
Yeah, so I think Achilles, Chiron, and Sieg get the most. They're like plus 100%. And then the servants from the real Apocrypha story are like plus 50 or something. Something big like that, plus like 30 to 50. And then the guys from the original Apocrypha concept, like Benkei, Kintoki, David, etc., they're like 10 to 30% somewhere in there. I didn't look it up specifically because obviously we don't care right now. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Also, I will go ahead and read this bit because it's in all caps again. Mordred got her animation update. Woo!
It was a stealth update. No one saw it coming. They didn't.
Yeah, it was just a subtle ad. Oh, by the way, we're adding this when we do the next update, and then boom, it's out there. Mordred got a bunch of new voice lines, but her animations are great. She's got she throws the fucking sword and then flying knees it. She has a different attack line. Like she goes like dushta dushta. What's wrong? And she kicks your ass. And just in general has more brutal, flashier animations. And they didn't add the theme music, which I feel sad about that they didn't take that opportunity to put another leitmotif in there because Saber gets hers. But they definitely re-upped and now. Well, first of all, Clarent was already Excalibur but Red and Lightning. Now it's literally just even more Excalibur but Red and Lightning.
Like honestly, like they literally like took the attacks from because they did an update for Siegfried like a couple weeks ago too. They literally took the attacks of the attacks from the anime and just made them the noble phantasms of like just literally like just the beam sword.
Yeah, specifically, Clarent does the thing where it like explodes into a column of light, which is what Excalibur does and what Excalibur Morgan does. So because literally Clarent Blood Arthur is Mordred just gets really angry and angsty and shoots sword beams, just like Excalibur.
Yeah, like her sword attack now actually live like more of like that laser sword, like after like
she does the really cool lightning pulses and the mana bursts that she did in the actual anime. And like I said, she throws the sword, then she kicks it.
It's great. I love it.
You know, it's real good. Also, I added this to the end. Oh. You can read it if you want. It's not really important.
Yeah, all right. Also, by the way, based on impressions from the JP reading fan page, Sieg actually has decent characterization and interaction with you in the event. Probably because he's not needed as a blank-faced character that you need to exposit.
It's almost like this story is not the anime and has opportunities to tell different stories with the same characters and grow in development in its own way. And maybe you should not carry all your fucking baggage all the time. Just imagine me sternly looking directly into the camera right then. But yeah, no, seriously, like, well, first of all, you meet Sieg as Fafnir, like, in the reverse side of the world. He basically fucking Star Trek teleporters you and is like, yo, human who saved human order, this Greater Grail thing I'm hugging for eternity, there's some fucked up shit going on in there. And then you go inside the Greater Grail, and the playable servant Sieg is basically just an avatar the Fafnir Sieg makes, so he can hang out with you and fight servants. And just in general, hey, guess what? He has spent untold hours and days and years in the reverse side, just hanging out. Oh my god, his character's developed. Who could have guessed?
Like, honestly, like, I say this now, like, I saw this now, I need a line from both Jean and Jean Alter about Sieg. Because if you guys don't remember, the big dragon that Jean controlled back in Orleans was Fafnir. So now I need a line from John Alter going like, "What the hell? Why'd you turn into a pretty boy, Fafnir?"
No, if they actually had their dialogue, I guess the question would be if Maya Sakamoto came in, because like Mordred got her dialogue updated, obviously with costume dress stuff. All right, but, so I'm not seeing anything new in Jean Alter's dialogue list, and I believe that there is a thing where there's like a data mined dialogue for Jean with the actual Sieg character, but it's not out yet, so I guess, they haven't got their updates yet. Remember that My Room lines are voiced, so that means they have to get the actual actor in. Yeah. That means usually they do a whole bunch, or they wait until another character. Which would mean that if our hopes and dreams / guess is right, and Summer Jean, that might be when we get some stuff.
That'd be nice.
Because then they would have the...
I really didn't write any notes on the event, like, as it's going, but apparently some people are a little miffed because they're not logging the raids as much, so people are, like, they've been chewing through the raid bosses like butter.
Yeah, so basically the way the raids work, as far as I can tell, because this will be important because we do have our first raid event coming up here in the English server, basically the enemy has a shitload of HP, both in the actual fight and then just globally. They have a big shitload of global HP. And to complete the raid event or get different levels, you run the match versus the raid boss over and over again, defeating as much HP as you can. And in the case of the Apocrypha event, you are just outright killing the boss. They have a shitload of HP, you chew through it, they're done. That counts against the global damage and the global HP damage score, and when that ticks down, the raid is done. Or your raid level is done. In Fate Apocrypha, they're apparently going fast enough that some of the raids are closing before players can get access to them, and they're drops. Yep. So, be on your toes, because Japan is real good at this. They are
but we also gotta remember, JP has like a much bigger player base than the EN version right now.
Yeah.
Because me and Mega actually mentioned this earlier. Are we gonna be chewing through ours a lot faster? Because we already know how all the bosses and all their mechanics and HP.
It really depends, I guess, on how exactly it's formatted. Yeah. Because we don't have as many players as Japan should have, but we have been blessed with a lot better growth. We haven't had problems or delays in getting certain mats and EXPs and different quality of life changes. So a lot more people in NA will have high quality servants who are well leveled, and we know exactly what they're good for going in, kind of thing. So our player base is smaller, but we are much better prepared, both in terms of knowledge and hopefully are actually leveling. So we'll see.
It's the age-old question of quality versus quantity.
But remember, Rashomon is Ibaraki bullying, so Berserker bullying.
Yeah.
So attune your kit accordingly. Also, here's our one bit of North American news. The Prisma Illya alarm app came out in the US on the App and Android store at $7.99. It became the #1 paid entertainment app in a week. So yeah, people really like it.
Apparently, it's pretty good. I don't know why, but on Google, it's rated MA.
Yeah,
it has some people raising some eyebrows, but apparently it's not. it's not. Yeah, that bad.
I mean,
also,
there's a questionable line about mana transfer. If you know what that means, even in the context of Prisma, get your minds out of the gutter. But still, that's a little suspicious.
It literally means that whoever did the description for the iOS version is probably different from the person who did the one for the Google Play version.
Mm-hmm. Whoever's running this in the Android store, the Google Play Store type thing, they fucking know.
They fucking know. Honestly, this is, and write this down, but I'm gonna remind everyone again. It is past May 4th, so that means that Fathom Event is now selling the tickets for Heaven's Feel, the English sub version, which will be premiering June 5th and 7th over here in the States. So if you want to go see Heaven's Feel in theater, go get your tickets. I reserved 2 just for myself and someone else, just in freaking case. Not because I really want to see the movie, but I want to see if I can go score a movie poster. I will, and I want to support the industry.
True.
So,
well, actually, I was going to bring that up because you said you were watching the Unlimited Blade Works dub earlier, and you said that you didn't think it was bad. It was just weird.
It's not bad, but it's just not what I'm used to. Because, I listen to Japanese a lot, and so I pick up accents, inflections, and stuff. And when you transfer that over to English, some of it doesn't. I'm saying, case in point right here, Emiyashiro, he goes trace on in Japanese. In English, he just goes trace on. I'm just like, you can't see me, but I'm just doing a whole bunch of gesticulating in confusion here.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, that's always, you gotta watch about your adaptation changes, and obviously, dubs are slightly constrained by the power of lip flaps, which sometimes makes them a little stilted. So yeah, that's just, in general, this is why I always do find it a little weird to sometimes, if you're used to something in one format, to watch it in a different language. This is also where fan dubs are sometimes weird to me and stuff, because it's just my mind has a conception of how this should sound, and it not sounding like that is weird, and sometimes it doesn't come across well. Yeah,
objectively, standing out, the dub for Unlimited Blade Works is pretty good. It's not top notch. I listen to Ren's voice in English, I'm all this ain't enough sass. But other than that, it's good. I can sit down and listen to it. But we're going into now that we're getting this in movie theaters, I want us to throw money at this so that they bring more movies over. Because honestly, that's what probably happened. Because when they did the original showing of the subtitled Heaven's Feel, it wasn't a lot of theaters. Honestly, I said, I live in the Pacific Northwest. We love our anime up here. I still have to drive. There's only one theater, one showing in the Pacific Northwest. Some other places had more.
Yeah, it's a niche foreign film screening, basically, at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's a foreign genre film, effectively.
Yeah. It was like and it was in one of those kind of theaters too, where they only show like 3 or 4 movies a week. So, and now with the English version, they're doing this through Fathom Events, and Fathom Events has theaters they do things in theaters everywhere to the point where you can reserve your tickets. You go to Fathom Events, they have an anime section of movies they're showing off, and most of the time they're doing just a Ghibli Fest. So if you want to go see Ghibli movies in theaters, you can do that. But they also usually got a few other ones. I saw the No Game No Life Zero movie through them. They're doing the Digimon movies, and they're doing another one. It's called Should We Watch It From the Side or something else. But it's a movie about fireworks and time travel. I want to go see that too. And so now what I'm honestly thinking is that Aniplex is all right, we're just gonna ease this in. Let's see how it does. I'll tell you right now, when I went to see it in theaters, that theater was effing packed. So I'm pretty sure Aniplex is all right, we got something good. Let's do it more. So I want to go I want to throw money at them, sort of yes, I'll bring the subtitled of Lost Butterfly, which should be premiering this year at some point. I've seen a really cool poster for it on Twitter. I'm yes, give it to me. So I'm hoping that they do that through Fathom Events as well, so I don't have to drive freaking 3 hours to go see it. I can just go just jump on I-5 for a half hour and go see it in a mall. Also, maybe score a movie poster.
I would just also like it to be released in a form that's not involving theaters, so I can see it. That's always great.
It's really great. It's the whole movie experience. Yeah, you're paying a little bit of money, but sometimes the experience is worth it.
This has been your anime movie sideways tangent.
Yeah.
Tune in for Anime Power Hour, where we talk more about anime.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a lot about anime this week. But anyway, I'm not even done with all the anime we're going to talk about. You actually stopped me from watching Sword Alternative to record the show, so here we are. Alright, well, let's bump into Chaldea Free Talk. Let's talk about new servants. This is why I had Lucky Talk so much in the beginning, even though I still had to cough a couple times to clear my throat. Hold on, I'm going to take a big drink of water.
Look.
And you can hear my bottle crinkle. That's an authentic sound effect that hopefully isn't super loud. Alright, so let's talk about these guys, because we got some guys. Sieg joins the team as a welfare caster. He has a quick Arts Buster deck, uses sword, and has fairly average stats. But he's a caster? Question mark? Seriously, this does seem a little bit baffling. He's built very much like a saber, which I guess kind of fits, but whatever. Here we are. So, his skills are pretty standard for a protagonist-type servant, and they're very focused. They're laser-focused on one thing, which is popping that MP. First, he has Artificial Hero, which boosts his NP gain and his max HP, meaning he can soak up a little extra damage and mostly gen more NP. He has the bog standard Magecraft as his second skill, which is an arts steroid, and this doubles as an NP steroid, because his NP is arts, and just in general, it's goody for him. But also not, because it's still Magecraft, so it's just that, one-turn self-buff, which is always a little bit annoying. And then his last move is Dragon Command Seal, which gives him huge bonus damage versus dragons, who are usually riders. But it's a decent self-NP charge. It's 20% base, 30% max. So it'll top off a K-scope or something. More importantly, I think it'll be used for something else we'll talk about in a second. This is part of why I said don't chase the mechanics. The bonus damage is cool, but it's mostly fucking useless. Okay, occasionally you'll run into a Shuten boss or one of the MHXs. All of them have the dragon trait. Theoretically, if you run into a dragon who's not an assassin and not also a rider, that would also give you bonus damage versus them. It's 100% bonus damage at max level, so if you get it to 10, that's being effective against those targets, so it's pretty good. It's just, then you have to level one of his skills to 10, which I know is always a struggle. But mostly it's just for that self-charge, because his NP is pretty good. He exists to spam it. It's an Arts AoE NP, which starts with a fairly good damage multiple and lowers enemies' defense first based on overcharge. And I have it on good authority, and in fact, there's videos of this out there. If you juice him up and you do his NP, he can do his NP literally back to back. He can go from 100% spend it all, get it all back. Which means theoretically, he could 3-turn hands all by himself. Okay? Let's not say he's bad at everything. he has a very clear niche. His passive kit is a little bit weirder, even. He has an EX rank independent action for crit damage bonus. But again, he's a caster, so... And then he has a unique homunculus passive, which gives him an arts plus and, like the equivalent of a decent territory creation. And also a debuff resist. Now, I'll say this. He's free, so don't complain. He needs some focus and attention to be good, which I note here. He's probably not going to get a lot of because he's Sieg, so people are just going to write him off as a bad servant and burn him for mana prisms or something dumb. Don't be dumb. If nothing else, he will kick the shit out of hands. Like we said, he can, I'm pretty sure, just devastate 3 turns in a row with hands. And replace hands with any kind of farmable assassin mob, crush him, obliterate him. With a little bit of extra support, he's a little selfish kit-wise. He is all about popping his own NP, so he's not going to help anybody else, but he is an AoE NP that charges itself, so, hey, listen, it does a thing. It works. And like I said, he is free. That means assuming you play the event, you will be getting him at NP5. That's pretty good. I think his, damage amount is slightly less than Caster Liz, which is to be expected because she has a Buster NP, and her stats are slightly better, but, she's a different animal. She does not self-charge her NP at all. And in fact, with her arts cards being... She's got, I think she has 3 arts cards, but they're all single hit. Her NP gain's not always great. More what Caster Liz does is crit stars, because she has 2 skills which generate crit stars, and also keep her alive. So she has a different strategic role. It's also what we talk about, Voice actually released his Irie video, and talked about, the comparison between, her and Medea Lily. Hey, guess what? Lucky, do you know how much Medea Lily heals at NP1?
Not off the top of my head. How much?
Well, how much does your Irie heal at NP5?
3,000.
It's that much. So, Medea Lily will outpace Irie if you can roll multiple copies. However, that's the important thing. Irie is free. So, hey.
She is also mine.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can... But Medea Lily's fucking adorable. And has infinite pancakes.
She does have infinite pancakes, but underboob, man.
I will also say, technically, if you want to get into utility, I think, although her skill does... Medea Lily's skill, which boosts a target being healed more, is more than Irie's skill. Irie's skill buffs the amount of healing she generates, so technically it's more applicable. It's they basically end up doing different things. Slightly different things.
Honestly, I never get into fights on who's better on what.
You can mechanically look at stuff, and some servants are just they're better. We talked about Hans last week, I think it was, and if you let it run several turns, Hans will heal as much as Irie does, and also he offers other buffs, but that's over time.
Guys, you know who I'm using as my healer right now? Nightingale. Right? Enough said.
Yeah. Hey, you got a healer to do.
Yeah.
But
I'm getting real good at charging up that Nightingale pledge.
That was actually something that I think Voice talked about in his video a lot, was how dedicated healers are not necessarily in, they don't necessarily match the mechanics of FGO, which are very proactive, whereas healing is kind of a reactive thing.
Mm.
But, because if you think about it, what are SSR healers? They almost always do something else. Jean can heal you a whole bunch with Luminos, but mostly you do it as an oh shit button so your team doesn't get wiped.
Yeah.
Tamamo can heal a decent amount, but mostly you're after that NP gain and the fact that she has the phenomenal and unique niche of reducing skill cooldowns, which is amazing. It's great. Same with Nightingale. Nightingale has self-buffs and team buffs in her regular skill kit, and also is a debuff cleanser. And
honestly, that's
reduces enemy
NP. I'm saving my ass. The tentacle, the sea fiends, that cover move where they just throw a whole bunch of debuffs on you. I'm like, no, stop.
Yeah, no, they get real annoying with that.
Yeah, but one Nightingale MP, all gone.
And then also she has a pseudo oh shit button in that she significantly reduces enemy NP damage. It's NP powered minus 50%.
Wow.
So yeah, no, the healing niche is different. But anyway, we're getting a little off topic. Let's talk about Chiron.
Woo!
He's got a pretty standard archer setup. QQAAB. Decent stats, solid baseline for star and NP gen, with good hit counts. His first skill is a pretty standard Mind's Eye for evade defense up, just the usual stuff, the please no kill. Second skill is where we start to get a little nuts. He buffs team crits for 3 turns, and generates crit stars in a fairly decent amount, at the humble cost of 500 of his HP. Considering he has quite a lot of HP, it doesn't even matter, it's nothing. It's literally nothing. Jack can fix that with her E rank of surgery at level 1. In fact, I think you can fix that with a max limit broken anchors away, or close to it. Anyway, it's real easy. But it's quite a bit of crit buff for 3 turns, and then also the stars. And then his third skill is a targetable triple card buff, which starts at 20%. It's not a specialized buff, but it means that Chiron can basically slot it in anywhere, because he works with any card focus, regardless of, yes, he has an arts NP, but he can work with a booster team, a quick team, an arts team, whatever. And everybody loves crits. Everybody loves crits. He also has decent independent action, magic resistance, and divinity passives. So he's pretty solid. And then, we talked about this a little bit before, but he has his single target arts NP, which removes enemy defensive debuffs first, which is confirmed to include evade and invincible.
Oh, jeez.
So, the things you care about, basically.
Yeah.
It'll also do defense up, and then presumably damage cut, if anybody actually has that. Other than that, we don't really know what defensive buffs are. I haven't done any research on it, but nobody's really clarified past what that does then. It might do, presumably, special defense up. Speaking of Nightingale, she has a special defense humanoid. It probably gets rid of that sort of stuff, but we're not sure. I assume defensive is anything that's actually defensive. But it gets rid of these first, and then it lowers the crit chance by quite a bit, which scales. The damage it does isn't quite as impressive as some ST archers, though, but still, you got that defensive removal. He will make
a good chain opener.
Mm-hmm. He will make a general good support archer who will probably be able to hit his NP pretty regularly, and since he's not limited and only an SR, he might be a little bit better, or at least more common at buff stripping than praying from an Amakumasa or an Abigail, who are the notorious pre-hit buff strippers. So, Chiron's real good at his niche. And then, Achilles is what you expect from an SSR rider. Good star gen, nice above average stats, solid magic resistance and riding passives. Quick, arts, buster, one buster. Too many cards. Though it's Achilles, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a 6th card in there. That's his next noble phantasm. He has an extra card.
You activated my buster.
His first skill is a baseline 20% quick and crit up for 3 turns. So, it's great. He just, I'm going to do more quick now. And do better crits. It just perfectly slots in for him. His second skill gives him a couple hits of invincible and 3 turns of defense up. Hey, protection from arrows? How that's real amazing? Imagine it with invincible instead. That's this skill. At first it was it gives him 1 turn, but then I read, no, it's 2 hits of invincible. It's just like Mary's skill that gives her 3 hits of invincible.
Yeah.
Great. And at maximum level, its cooldown is 5 turns, so assuming you don't lose the invincible, you can basically constantly keep 2 hits up. So long as you don't get hit twice, you will always have at least 1 invincible hit left. Great effect. And then his third skill gives him Taunt, gives him NP gain up, and it charges his NP gauge. By the way, all 3 of his skills are his many noble phantasms, and the third one is the thing he does where he throws a spear and makes an arena, basically, so that's why it's that way. His kit is basically entirely self-targeted mash, but also he quick crits up himself. It's great. We have notoriously talked about how great Taunt is, and hey, guess what? He also has Invincible in there, so he makes the perfect wombo combo, while also increasing his NP gain. Perfect to tank, single target noble phantasms and the like. And then his NP deals big damage to all enemies, and does a further quick plus for 1 turn of himself. Solid at wave sweeps, and he's a big star vacuum. I'd say he'd pair well with either version of Atalante, because basically between the 2 of them, or the 3 of them, because there's 2 Atalantes, you can generate lots of stars and soak up damage. With only 1 Buster card, though, he might not be the best to capitalize on his star gen. I mean, he has a self-critical buff, but he only has 1 of the biggest damage multiple cards, so, He still probably does pretty good. It's just, if you're talking about, maximum optimization, he won't quite hit that level on his... His primary balance seems to be lower NP gen. Without skills and only slightly mitigated by quick buffs, he basically doesn't generate super fast. He's only got, 1 hit. Was it 1 or 2 hits on his art cards or something? So use Art's Quick to Noble Phantasm gain. Pair him with an NP or attack up buff and for another source of buffs, and you'll basically do damage like your big stick riders, Drake or Iskandar. But remember, he's still AoE and quick, so he's not a boss killer like, say, Ketz or Ozzy. Just keep it all in mind. He's real good for a non-limited, non-locked guy. And also, he does the quick And that's basically how you make Quick good.
Right,
You make a really good character who uses Quick, and they stack Quick buffs up on themselves a bunch of times.
Alright, Omega, what's our time at?
We're at about 50 minutes. We're going to cut some of that out, though. But, we probably have a long end. We don't really have any other topics to talk about this week.
Alright, let's just move straight into the week, I guess.
Yeah.
Meme of the week this way is hashtag all EXP matters. This came up from a discussion I was having earlier. Now that Angra Manu is in the friend point gotcha, I have a reason to use the free summon you get every day. Because normally I really don't think about it because you usually don't get much out of it. You might get a few low score embers. You might get a 3-star ember servant, maybe. I still haven't rolled 100 faces yet. But now with Angra Manu hiding in there somewhere, you just got a little bit more incentive. Because otherwise you're just looking at maybe having like 10k in EXP, maybe.
But even so, I was like, besides all the free XP it gives you, and you were like, but it's not a lot of XP. I'm like, listen, all XP is important. And
you say that, but remember, spending even that little bit, it costs you that QP. And as I learned,
how poor in QP you are, but you can fix that right now. That if the event's gonna run for another like 5 days, you still got unlimited coin exchange for QP.
Yeah, I think what am I at, like 20 million? I guess we really didn't mention it, but yeah,
I think I was between 80 million and 1 billion. I think, or was it 1 billion, or was it like 100 million? Was I over 100 million? I don't know. I had a shitload of QP before the event. Also,
yeah, like we really didn't talk about the event because we're like we did the postmortem last week, but it's still going on. We still got 5 days. I just cleared out all the monuments in the shops, and all that's left is pieces, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm just done.
I haven't even bothered with some of the monuments. I might need to restock on pieces actually because I'm going to use a shitload of assassin ones which we have discussed. But
like I've already switched my support setup back to my standard one.
Yeah, I should
like I've actually seen some other people like their setups, they're done too. And it's like honestly, like this next Rashomon's probably not going to come out for like a week until after this gets in. So we got like at least a good 2 weeks of like I say this in quotes downtime before we have to get like serious again. So I'm trying to use this. I'm going to try to use this time wisely. Get some servants up.
Yeah, I'm going to get some EXPs for some future stuff and try to run some interludes and some rank ups for more stuff and also for the channel. But yeah, no, I said this though. EXP, it's great because like even if you get just crappy CEs, just take your highest rank CE you got in there, as many copies you can stack together, and just squish them in, make a CE EXP bomb, which we will have to, assuming that's not enough for most people, we will have to discuss how exactly that works at a later point.
Yeah, we can make it a pro tip. But I was gonna say.
And so you can just keep stretching out your words and the time, and it's fine. Just stretch it out more. Truncated silence will take care of all those problems.
Yeah, I know. I had a point I was going to bring out about something. I just can't remember. We were talking about Rashomon, event servants, leveling. I lost it. I'm going to remember when we start recording. I'm going to be like, fuck.
Rip the dream.
Whatever. Maybe I'll remember before we get done.
Well, we're going to be talking about this next bit for a while, so hopefully. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump into master feedback, which is, once again, actually asking for your feedback. We're serious. We often ask for your feedback. We don't always get it, but we're always serious about it. So, I mostly orchestrated this and then told Lucky about it. I have decided that it is now MOAR MAY. Spelled M-O-A-R, May. We're going to try and do more and get more. We're working out exactly what we're going to do, though we have a couple of ideas that we're kind of sitting in the backlog that we're going to push forward. But basically, expect some maybe pilots or test beds, some trial shows, some more experimenting to just get more content on the channel or try different things with the content we got. We're going to ask for more calls for feedback because, one, we like feedback, but also literally everybody tells us that all the success is in feedback and the interaction with your audience. So we will interact with you or else.
Or else.
Yeah, more attempts at audience interaction. And of course, I joked, more shilling. Because the goal of MOAR MAY is to do more videos, more uploads, more streams, whatever forms that takes. We're going to try and get more subs, more comments. And naturally, we're also going to work on more patrons and more shirt sales, but just more of everything. Always give more. So something I wanted to do to kind of kick this off was, well, first of all, I already pseudo-kicked it off because I recorded me playing Star Wars Bounty Hunter for May the 4th because it was Star Wars. That was just a special thing I did. But also because that video will, past, present, and future, never earn us any money on its own. Because Disney. In fact, I think I said to myself the moment the opening credits started rolling, and that's the moment this video got copyright claimed. And they always make sure to copyright claim the freaking music, not the video or anything, so it's real hard to fight. Because Capcom has claimed some of my past like Okami streams, but I was able to actually appeal those by saying, hey, yo, this is me doing a Let's Play style thing where I'm recording over this video sequence that is happening, so it's fair use, and they've relented, so that's pretty cool. But Disney with music's not going to give it back up. It's not going to work like that. So that is a definite key point to think about, consider supporting us more. But what I wanted to do kind of from this end on this show to start off is, hey, guess what, Lucky? Nobody watches our patron intro video, even though I made it, so you could watch it. So people, I don't know if they actually understand a lot about our Patreon like system, like what our rewards and goals are and stuff. So I wanted to cover that really quick, and we actually have some time this week, so hopefully it's not a huge deal.
Go for it.
Though I must admit, I'm a little sad that I'm constantly struggling with my audio. I feel like if I push it too far away, I sound like I'm in a tin can, but...
Hey, you've been sounding fine to me, man.
Alright. Maybe it's all in my head because I have to listen to myself. The audience will let us know, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's run through the different patron levels. So...
Love it all, guys.
For $1 a month, and we do charge per month, and we don't have access to the beta feature to charge immediately, so we charge you whenever the next month starts. So always keep that in mind. And for $1 a month, you get our, what are called our bronze tier. You get early access to all audio format releases. So Let's Talk FGO, Anime Power Hour, all that stuff that has an audio download. You get that, not only do you get that in a downloadable format posted on Patreon, but you also get it early. Literally as soon as we're done with audio editing, I post it to Patreon. And there it is. That's your fastest way to get our new content if you're a fan of this show in particular. Or some of the other shows we do that have audio components. And I'm going to see about maybe more audio components for stuff. Also, by the way, that's in perpetuity. So long as you are a patron and can access the stuff, I have a little tag for it, especially. You can click audio releases, you can find all our backlog of stuff if you're looking to download something older. I probably should make a giant post collecting all the ones before we started doing that into a big post, which I haven't done yet, but I'll work on our full back catalog someday. You also get a special patrons role on our Discord, and you can access to a patrons-only chat room, so you can chat with other patrons or us directly in a much more unfiltered way. Just, general stuff with less stuff in the way, as it were. And you also
give our patrons updates on things that have showed up and whatnot, like rewards and whatnot.
Yeah, we let them know about stuff. Also, you get credited in every video. At the end, there is a credit sequence. That is also where the end card is. So be sure to stick around with that. But, that's you get your name in there, whatever name you provided us on Patreon. You get put in the credits at the end of the video, and you can show all your friends. You can say, hey, that's my name. That's me right there in a video with 500 views. Or you could wait until we do another episode with voice, and then you can be like, hey, that's me, my name in a video with 1,000 views. And subtle jokes. So that's our $1 level. Our next is the $5. It's our silver level. That gets all the previous stuff. But also you get access to video releases about a day early. For some of our more keynote shows, that's, it's more like 12 hours than 24 hours, but as we move forward with more of our production value, that's probably going to get a better spread, so you are going to get it a full day before everybody. And that is literally everything. Whenever, other than news releases, which are short, every video I post, a Let's Play or something, that goes on our channel, goes up a day before on Patreon. And that's all for as little as $5 a month. Also very important, at the $5 silver level, you get access to our monthly topic polls. We have a topic poll going right now, as some music goes on in the background at Lucky.
My bad. I had to throw my phone.
Yeah, so we're doing a monthly topic poll for $5 and up. And basically, we have a list of topics we could talk about on this show, Let's Talk FGO, a month. We throw up those options, people vote on them. We've only got one vote right now, so it's pretty easy to sway if you want to get on this level and help us pick a topic. You can view that at our Patreon, which is at patreon.com/StudioOmega-YT. That's fully spelled out Studio and fully spelled out Omega YT. And then we have our $10 gold level, which is you get all the previous benefits. You get a special gold patron role on our Discord server, complete with internet bling. Your text title is actually gold. And also, eventually, once we get more, there will probably be a dedicated gold patrons only channel, so you can get even more exclusivity. You can talk only with gold patrons or talk to us about gold patron things. But we just don't have enough population for that right now. And also, the key benefit is you get to listen to recording of Let's Talk FGO and I guess technically Anime Power Hour since we recorded here live. The way that works right now is the gold patron role is very important actually because basically you gold patrons would have access to our recording channel on our Discord and could jump in there. You cannot speak to us over voice, but you can listen to us and you could theoretically engage in like text conversations with us. So you could actually have live interaction with the show as it's recorded, which would be, you know, neat. Not a lot of people have utilized that feature, but it's out there, and it's probably pretty cool. In future, we'll probably move to, like, just private live streaming and stuff. You know, just, like, a special integration where only patrons at that level get links to when we record and we just stream it or something. You know, whatever works, but that's how it works for now. And also, just in general, if we want to do, like, a special patrons-only live stream, gold tier would be, like, the level to get into it. So if we were, like, going to do, like, a patron-exclusive, like, hangout stream or a gameplay stream, it would be at gold level, which is $10. And then lastly, our whale level is $20 a month. That's where you get the verbal thank you at the front of the episode, and you get a special whale roll on our Discord so everybody knows how big your dollar bills are. And just in general, you get our unending gratitude. Because much like with casinos, you know, the whales are the real supporters. But I will say this. Any amount is good. I want to say, like, if you don't feel like you can give to us steadily on a month-to-month basis, that's okay. That's a valid reason not to go to our Patreon. If you just feel like you don't get anything out of it, like, I think that the benefits are very economical, but I can totally see how some people who are just, you know, casual fans are like, you know, oh, I don't really get anything out of it. I would say still consider supporting us just so you make sure that we stick around producing content, but if you don't feel like you get a value out of it, that's okay. But don't ever think, oh, it's too little a contribution, it won't help. No. Literally any contribution will help. I made this before when we talked about, like, accepting, like, PayPal donations, but, like, we're at almost 300 subs. If half of our YouTube subscribers gave us, like, $1, we would be well over our $100 goal to do dramatic readings of the Lucky Rants channel, which is why you should also consider donating to them. But, like, just any little you have to give could be a good amount. So don't ever think, oh, it's too little. Like, no. That's just fine. Like, that's why at even the $1 level, we give you a thank you. Even if it's at the end of the video. You know, we let it out there. Let everybody know you supported us. You're helping us out. If you're not so sure, like I said, about the monthly thing, just consider buying a shirt. That's a really great way to just, if you have the money for it, you know, if you got like $20, you can get a cool shirt out of it and just give us a little bit of cash, you know, in one go. And at some point, we'll figure out Streamlabs or whatever to do, like, streaming integration so we can take, like, donations that way. You know, just little one-time things. But yeah, that's just generally the plan. We've joked about a higher tier than whale, like the waifu tier, where we offer physical rewards like the postcard. That's probably just a joke still.
Probably.
The one thing I wanted to add to the end of this is, obviously, as part of this effort, we're honestly looking for your feedback. Like, that's what everybody tells me. Like, Patreon, you know, they give me the newsletter or whatever. YouTube gives me all that. It's all about the interaction and getting feedback from you guys. So, like, if you have, like, concerns, objections, whatever you want to call it, about the Patreon, like, backer rewards, let us know. Like, they're not set in stone. If, like, 5 guys or more came up to me and said, hey, I would back for the silver level perks, but at $3 a month, I could totally drop that down to $3. Like, that would, you know, it's all about what are you guys willing to think we get out of it. This is just, I studied a lot of patrons before we got into this, and this is kind of the rough outline for what I figured would work for us. And, you know, it's kind of worked off and on, but as always, we're trying to grow. We're trying to let everybody know. And like I said, do remember that we are trying to reach a goal of $100 per month, where we will start producing dramatic readings of the Lucky Rants channel as videos, where Lucky will rant about things. According to our Discord server, it's pretty popular. Go ahead and, you know, stop by, check it out. See for yourself. Would you be entertained by this?
Now, real quick before we move on that, one more thing about master feedback. I did go out and gather some information on whether people or not would be okay with us delaying videos by, like, a couple or more days in order to add some video, and people seem on board with that. So that is going to be in the works. It's not going to roll out immediately. We're probably going to start first with Anime Power Hour.
Because it's shorter and easier.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
It's divided into much more regimented segments about a specific topic.
Yeah. Like, honestly, if I had tried to do it for this one, I would literally have to go download the entire, like, stream, and plus a whole bunch of...
Yeah, you would have to get caps of the stream, you'd have to get the Apocrypha CM, you'd have to get probably random bits from the anime.
Yeah. I'd have to go, like, real crazy with that. But with Anime Power, I can just go grab the latest week episodes of everything and just be like, cool, done. Let me just get some sweet shots of this, and we done.
And we hope we don't get copyright strikes.
We shouldn't. Because they usually copyright audio, not video.
Well, yeah, because we're futzing
but so we are gonna start rolling that out. And as soon as like I get like better at like doing this, because like honestly like I got a lot on my plate now, because now I'm working on scripts, I'm working on art, and I'm working on video editing. So, and I said got a full-time job, so I'm juggling some stuff here. So I'm working on more of a schedule. Except I was going to start this week, but then I got into Ron. So
consider donating more money so we can, maybe loosen it up and get better at this and devote more time to it.
Yeah.
And if anybody's curious what I do, I generally spend several hours a day either recording the content that you see on the channel, which can take some time, both the actual act of recording and then the front end and back end and all the uploading and stuff. I make sure to, make sure all the updates are rolling out on Patreon, which they do. I check in with our Discord community and go back and forth about stuff like that, and I generally work forward to whatever is next on the channel, which is the final bit of master feedback I want to leave you guys with before we, roll out to our outro, which is just, in general, what kind of stuff you want to see on the channel. Like, obviously, we do this show once a week. We cannot do it any more frequently than once a week. I'm sorry. We picked up the pace until we started doing them once a week. That's about as fast as I think we can go. But we do Let's Plays. I record usually me doing events or me doing interludes and stuff. Whenever there's some new content to be had, I release it. So there's that. We do other forms of Let's Plays. I've tried some stuff on the channel before. I've got some other options, some stuff I want to toss out there. Like, I saw some videos of some people doing Papers, Please again, and I'm like, that's a game I never quite finished. I could record that. That's pretty, the graphics is not very intense. That means I don't have to worry about it blowing up my computer to capture it. But just, yeah, in general stuff. I also saw somebody play the old, Lucky, you ever played the Game Boy Color Pokemon trading card game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw someone do, like, an emulator, like a stream of that, and they beat it in, like, 6 hours, and I'm like, I could do that. I've run Virtual Boy Advance before, and I think I own the game. It's just, hey, guess what? There's no fucking way to capture off a Game Boy Color. Even though, yes, I own one of those still. So yeah, but that's just the thing I thought about. It's like, we could do stuff like that, Just let us know what kind of stuff you want to see. Obviously, we do news videos when they come up. We're started doing the wanted videos to, like, talk about limited servants or story locks as they come out. We're planning on some other more scripted content that's kind of in our niche. But yeah, we want to make lots and lots of content, enough content to fill the whole week and keep you guys interested in watching our content constantly. Watch us all the time. Watch us forever. Watch our playlists. But we need to know what you guys are actually going to watch, because otherwise, the process for that is just, I make videos, I throw them out there. I sometimes spend a lot of time making videos and see if they stick, and sometimes they don't stick. So if you guys want to just go ahead and in the comments tell me what you want to see, and I can skip that step, go for it. Otherwise, I'll continue to throw stuff out there and see what happens. Speaking of stuff that happened, we released another episode of Bonus Stage. That should be in the end card for this. Go ahead and check that out. That's actually doing pretty good, I think, considering it's, like, entirely fan-generated content. Got some views, got some comments. That's good.
Voice had to get on his high horse.
Yeah, well, Voice has voiceisms.
Yeah, he does.
If it had been a bird lady, I'll say it. Anyway, that, I think, is the end of our show today. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. And as always, if you like this video, give it a like. If you have any comments about this video, especially since we asked you to comment on a lot of things, go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. If you're new here and are not already, please consider subscribing so you can keep track of our content. And don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. It's very important. The end card should start shortly after the credits. So you can click or tap your screen for more episodes of Let's Talk Fate Grand Order or the aforementioned bonus stage episode. That'll be right there. Along with convenient click or taps to subscribe or find our Patreon. If you want to get in touch with us directly, you can always join our Discord. That link is also in the description. We haven't talked about it much, but don't forget, we do have a store on Teespring. You can get phone case, mugs, shirts, all there. That link is in the description as well. And just all the general ways you can help us out and be cool to us. And always remember that, as we said, the other best way to keep track of us is to support us on Patreon, because you can, in fact, get this episode early and in audio format for just $1 a month. My god, it's almost like I've been saying that for a while. And, as always, I like to thank you for your time, because I know people are busy, and this takes up a little bit of your time. But, hey, we're glad you're here. And now Lucky struggles to say something witty.
Witty.
Wow, he really went there.